Imagine if you were driving on a freeway in a Ferrari, one of your dream sports cars. I see Dan Martell doing this all the time with his fancy collection of all of his sports cars. Imagine if you're racing and going on this freeway and going as fast as that car allows you to go, but for some reason you're not going as fast as you thought you could. And you look down and you realize, oh, the brake is on. Now, how many times has it happened to us as real estate agents? You might be doing tons of showings or prospecting a ton and nothing's turning over. You feel like you're working really, really hard, but again, your bank account doesn't show anything. Today, we're gonna break down everything that'll help you operate more smoothly. It'll allow you to drive that Ferrari without the brake on. You'll be able to hit your potential because you're gonna get rid of excess waste. Too often, real estate agents are wearing all the hats. You're showing homes, you're putting out your signs, you're doing your marketing, you're prospecting, you're going on listing appointments, everything. And that's why you're getting dragged down. It's as if you have a bunch of strings tied to you and it's pulling you back and you just can't go as fast as you thought you could. Those that are doing a ton of production in this business, their business operates smoothly. It's like a well-oiled machine. They have assistants doing this, assistants doing that, runners doing this, so that they can focus on what matters most. You have to go and build a business that you love and enjoy. That will spark consistency. If you're consistency, your business will grow. If you're doing the aspects of your business that you hate, then this is the episode that you're gonna wanna save. Grab your notes, hit the save button, add this to your profile about business efficiency. We're gonna break down exactly how you can make sure that you're going as fast as possible and as efficiently as possible. Think about the rocket that goes up into space. When it hits a certain altitude, it lets go of the pieces that it doesn't need. That's the same thing we're gonna talk about today. It's the same thing that you need in your business if you're stuck at 10 deals a year and you need to pop another 15 transactions. It's really understanding how your business can operate efficiently. Now, I have a packet on this that I haven't released yet. The packet's on processes and systems. If you hang in there long enough in today's episode and comment the keyword, I'll get this ebook out to you. It'll have the whole blueprint broken down so that you can know exactly how to build a business that operates effectively, that you can go do 50, 75, 100 deals a year because the systems in place allow that to take place. All right, guys, this is going to be a fun episode. Grab your notes. I recently was in Seattle. I was in Orlando before that. I was in Louisville before that. I traveled out to Cincinnati and did a really fun event out there as well, and in Arizona, in California. And I'm realizing that there are different phases that every realtor goes through. Your first 10 deals are going to be scrappy. They're going to be ugly. The transactions are crazy. You're going to have to go farther than you wanted to drive. You're going to have to really stretch your patience with some clients. They're just not going to be pretty, but you have to do that to get to your first 10 deals. But then a lot of realtors just kind of stay there. Why? Because when they get to that point, they don't adjust the systems in their business to allow it to continue to operate efficiently. So I talked to a lot of you that are doing 15, 20, 25 deals. What's the difference in the conversation with you versus those that are stuck below 10 deals? And to be honest, it's really today's topic. It's that they have systems in place to go get business, to follow up with clients, to go on appointments, to show homes. Everything is automated. And they're usually pretty dang happy. They're fulfilled because they're enjoying their business. They're living a life by design. The only difference is systems and processes. If you don't have these in place, you're going to run around like a chicken with your head cut off, and you're going to constantly be chasing the next deal. If you don't want that to happen, make sure you take detailed notes, comment for the packet, which I'll give you the keyword, so that you can go through the blueprint of how to build a business that you enjoy. So there's 3 sections that we're going to break this down into in today's episode. We're going to talk about the different paradigm identity shifts that you need to evolve through in order to have a business that runs smoothly and effectively. The first section is going to be the paradigm shift. Now, I'm sure you've seen the picture of the old lady and the young lady. If you haven't, this is a hilarious exercise found in Stephen Covey's book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. He brings up this picture and he has you ask yourself, do you see the old lady or the young lady? Now, if you only see the old lady, look at it hard and see if you can see the young lady. Now that you see the young lady, can you see the old lady? The idea here is that you're trained to have a set of lenses to see something a certain way because of your life experiences, because of the teachers and mentors you had, because of the books you've read, because of the books you haven't read. You'll have a certain pair of lenses to see a certain thing. So most realtors see the real estate business in the same lens, meaning they need to wear all the hats. If you're doing below 10 deals a year, this is how you see the business. You're trying to do everything. You're not trying to operate like a CEO. So in this phase, you need to get out of this paradigm and transition and see the business with a different set of glasses, a different set of lenses. How are you going to do that? Go read a book called CEO Excellence. We read this in my book club last year, and it shifted a lot of realtors' paradigms on how to do business. I've got one realtor right now that I'm working with in Kansas City, and we just had a phone call today, and he talked about how he's never done business like this. He's never had a calendar like this. He's never turned down appointments. And I've got another realtor in Florida that just said today she was able to prioritize going to her son's baseball game and have a showing assistant go show homes to a client that wasn't really serious, but kind of was. And those shifts that all these realtors are experiencing is because they're starting to see themselves as a CEO would. A CEO would never sit at the secretary desk and jot people's names down as they came in for appointments. A CEO would never go show homes to a client that isn't qualified. A CEO would never go and put up their own sign. They would hire out, they would delegate so that they could focus on what made them money, which in our case is prospecting. Prospecting, getting better, following up and going on appointments should be 75% of your day. But most realtors, that's only 5% of your day because you're spending most of the day doing secretarial work because you don't see yourself as a CEO. So this is the first phase that you have to go through. You have to have this identity shift. You have to change from one lens to the other to see yourself as a W-2 employee versus a 1099 independent contractor that runs their business. I have a mentor, if you followed me for a while, Jeff Mendez. He's got a great phrase on this. He talks about how sophisticated systems yield sophisticated results. Lackluster systems yield lackluster results. Are you living a life by design? Does your business operate in the way that someone could come in and want to invest and invest heavily because your business is repeatable? They could go replicate this or sell it off because of how system oriented it is. Or are you just kind of winging it and just chasing every other deal and you're not sure where the next deal is going to come from? That's that first phase that you have to go through. You have to have this paradigm shift. The second phase that you're going to go through is the how to. It's the technical. Okay, now I see myself as a CEO, but now what do I do? This is the second phase. So I see a lot of realtors as they transition from 10 deals to 15 to 20 to 25. These are the questions that I start getting in our coaching appointments. Is the how-to questions. It's a good signal that they're now out of the first phase and they're now in the second phase. So if you're in that phase, this is the advice that I'd give you. Before I do though, if you're not following Dan Martell, who's the author of Buy Back Your Time, then I would do so immediately. Be parasocially mentored by him, meaning you could put his podcast, his content in your ear and have him train you on living a life by design, building a business that you enjoy, creating the systems and how to do that. Go put him in your ear. In the packet, which if you want, the keyword is going to be live a life by design and why you want it. And then shoot me a DM on Instagram that you did it and I'll make sure I get it out to you. He's got a great quote that he breaks down in his book. He says to excel as an entrepreneur, you pretty much always have to start with a get done yourself mindset. However, for your business to continue to grow and thrive, at some point you have to start buying back your time. That is, you have to hire people to do the routine repetitive stuff. So you can take back the reins of your life, enjoy your work again, and reclaim the freedoms you're after. So again, if you're doing under 10 deals, that's that you just have to grind it out. You got to go get the business. But at some point, like he talks about here in the book, you have to then hire out. You got to buy back your time. so you can do the parts that you enjoy as you grow your business. He continues to go on to say, the little known secret to reaching the next stage of your business is spending your time on only the tasks that A, you excel at, B, you truly enjoy, and C, add the highest value, usually in the form of revenue to your business. Likely 2 or 3 tasks fit that description. Every other task you're handling is slowing your growth and sucking the life from you, and you should clear it from your calendar. Yes, someone else should be handling about 95% of your current work so you can get back to what matters. Don't hire to grow your business, hire to buy back your time. And I love that principle. You guys have seen me do that here on my YouTube channel. I used to film in my office at home. My kids and wife had to leave the house. I had to have utter silence, the right lighting, the right time of day. I hated it. I hated every second of it. And there were weeks, even months, that I missed putting content out because of the processes. Then somehow through Instagram, I found Blue Form Media. It's been completely game-changing, life-changing for me because it takes an aspect that I'm not good at, I don't want to invest in, and I just don't have the time for. I can offload that to someone that's their expertise. They can then specialize in that, help me go faster and grow quicker because that's what they excel at. So I can offload this task to them so that I can focus on this type of content that I really enjoy. Same thing with social media. Andres is my social media manager. If you guys want his information, comment social media manager and I'll get that out to you. But he manages all the editing. I don't want to edit. I would rather spend time with my kids. I offload that to Andres so I can buy back my time, have more time for you and more time for everybody else, my kids, community, and God. You have to look at the parts of the business that have to get done. But like he's saying, as you grow, you got to offload it. That's the only way that you're going to buy back your time and actually enjoy what you do. So let's look at what matters most. And if anything falls outside of this category right here, it is complete waste and it's slowing you down. You're driving the Ferrari with the brake on and you have all these ropes attached to you that are tied back to the building behind you, and it's not allowing you to go as quick as you can. So what is that core principle? Well, the only thing that you should focus on every day is that nobody knows who you are. You have to go from obscurity to awareness, like Alex Hormozi talks about in all of his books. You have to go from literally no one knows you to awareness. So 75% of your business, if you want to grow a big real estate business, has to be prospecting, follow up, getting better. That's it. If you're not going on appointments, you're prospecting, or you're getting better, or you're following up with leads in your database. Anything else falls under the category of waste management. It's slowing you down. You need to delegate, hire out, go get somebody else. So let me show you what this looks like. On the left-hand screen, you're going to see what most realtors do. On the right-hand screen, I'm going to show you a business of those that are doing a lot of transactions and that their systems and processes are actually really well in place. So most realtors, they're going to spend most of their day doing paperwork, writing contracts, waiting for people to sign it, send it out. They're not using a TC. They're also going to go on multiple lunch appointments. They're going to pass out flyers. They're going to go do home tours for 5 hours a day. And they're going to be dancing on TikTok so that they can get attention from other realtors that never converts. 99% of the industry, that's their schedule. Do you not see the issue? Now let's look over here at a top producer that has a business operating smoothly and effectively, and they've bought back their time. They are lead genning for 3 to 4 hours a day. They're role playing 2 times a day, which if you're not role playing, join mine. It's $249 a month. We role play twice a day, Monday through Friday. There's no faster way for your skill set to develop than getting in that group. I've got so many all over the world that are in there. And most of the time they say after the first day, they learned more in that 30 minutes than they had their entire real estate career. So get in there. Then they're going to take care of themselves. They have excellent morning routines. They have excellent nightly routines, and they're home by 5 or 6 to prioritize their family. Lastly, they reach out to their sphere. They're doing massive follow-up, and they're also going on appointments. That's literally the difference between the two. Now, let me ask you this. Which one looks like a CEO? Which one looks like someone that runs a Fortune 500 company? Now, if that's what you want to grow, then that's what you're going to need to do. You've got to get good at delegating. Let go of the pride, let go of the hats, and go get more assistants. Get a transaction coordinator to do your paperwork. Get a listing coordinator to take care of your listings. Get a runner to go put out your flyers and your signs. Get an assistant that takes care of a lot of your emails and phone calls that come in that can distract you from the 3 things that we talked about earlier: prospecting, going on appointments, getting better, or follow-up. If you're looking for a great book on this that'll help you better understand how to get rid of the waste in your business, there's one called Reset by Dan Heath, one of my favorite authors of all time. I recently had a mastermind in St. George, Utah, where all the realtors I work with came in, and I paid for housing and food and everything. And I bought all of them this book. And we talked about how most of the time, if there's a big boulder in front of us, we're going to use what's called a fulcrum. We're going to have a long stick, a little rock at the bottom. We're going to leverage that to get the boulder to move. We're going to think smarter. We're not going to work harder. Most of you, that's what you're doing. You're spinning your wheels and working so hard, but your business isn't growing or moving effectively. So you need more fulcrums. That book will break that down, how you can go into your business, get rid of all the waste so that you operate smoothly. The third phase that you're going to go through, you're going to have the paradigm shift. You're going to have the know-how. The third one is you just need to act. You need to do what we just explained. As you do, you'll see that you're buying back your time. The realtor I'm working with in Kansas City, this is our conversation we're having all the time. He's realizing, wow, I'm not only buying back my time, but I'm doing more work, more purposeful work than I've ever done in any of the businesses I've ever ran. I've got 2 under contract. I've got multiple people I'm showing homes to. I'm changing as a person. And that's what it looks like when you're in phase 3, when you're actually doing what is taught from a top producer perspective, and you're flushing out the excess waste. You're adding things that allow your business to operate smoothly. You're delegating out so that you can do those 3 things every day. That's what your business is going to look like. And that's what I want for you. All right, so take out your notes. What did you jot down? How are you going to operate your business more smoothly so that you're not driving a Ferrari with the brake on? What things are you going to take out of your business? What things are you going to add into your business? How are you going to delegate? Who do you need to hire so that you can make sure your entire day is spent on getting exposure, going on appointments, doing follow-up, or simply getting better? Hopefully you got the packet. Go find that keyword, comment below. I'll send you out the blueprint so you can incorporate this into your business. I hope today's episode was super helpful. If you have any questions, make sure you reach out or shoot me a DM on Instagram.